Glasya-Labolas is a demon of intelligent violence and strategic disruption. Within the Ars Goetia, this demon is described as a president who governs 36 legions of spirits. He appears as a winged dog or canine-like creature. He teaches all arts and sciences and can reveal the past and future. He's able to make men invisible, and perhaps most disturbingly with Glasya-Labolas is that he's described as causing bloodshed and manslaughter. These attributes appear to contradict themselves. For example, we have invisibility, but also revelation, science, but also slaughter, as well as knowledge and violence. Contradictory though they appear, they are not. What we are witnessing with Glasya-Labolas is the rupture of systems. The moment the tower is struck by lightning and death steps in to destroy the old order, making way for a new order. It's stated in the grimoires that Glasya-Labolas appears to the magician as a winged dog. This is not a symbol of obedience. Rather, this is representing a loyalty that has been weaponized by intelligence. It also represents intelligent violence. Not blind aggression, but force guided by awareness. Psychologically, this is the moment when the mind stops rationalizing and begins acting. Violence is not only physical, and here it serves a metaphysical function. Glasya-Labolas appears where systems require destruction in order to evolve. For alchemy cannot proceed without calcination. Glasya-Labolas is unmerciful in his teaching of art and science. Comfort has no place within the infernal metaphysics of Pluto-Sophia. Here, truth does not ask for permission. Insight often destabilizes identity, and knowledge comes without promises of protection. Glasya-Labolas deals unbiasedly with this occult forbidden knowledge, teaching that creation and destruction are the same force per the Hermetic law of polarity. The power of invisibility granted by this demon is one often misunderstood and has more to do with psychology than anything else. This speaks to strategy in knowing when to remain silent, when to withdraw, when to be patient. Glasya-Labolas teaches when to disengage. This invisibility, although disruptive at first, proves necessary for success in the long run. Glasya-Labolas is another of the oracular demons. He is able to reveal past causes and future consequences to identify where trajectories inevitably end in destruction. The destruction of old systems may be necessary in order to build new systems, and uncomfortable truth, much like the Tower or Death tarot cards. However, Glasya-Labolas' role is not that of delivering happy, comforting news, but rather replacing false hope and optimism with truth and clarity. This is why Glasya-Labolas corresponds with the calcination stage in black alchemy. Alchemical transmutation doesn't occur without the burning away of impurities. This includes allowing structures to collapse under their own contradictions, burning away of false selves, and demolishing faulty or corrupt belief systems. Like all demons, Glasya-Labolas is often misunderstood, especially by those who walk outside the left-hand path. Most people attempt transformation without destruction. That is why they remain unchanged. Glasya-Labolas exists to remind the magician that some systems must die. Some truths arrive violently, and some knowledge costs identity. He's not evil, as those of the right-hand path would tell you. He's simply a harsh teacher, one who is brutally honest, one who will teach you, but without holding your hand. Within the tarot, Glasya-Labolas corresponds with the Tower and Death. These are both cards that most do not welcome in a reading. The truth is, though, that these are two cards that are absolutely necessary for growth. In order to understand these cards, we must accept the harsh teachings of Glasya-Labolas and know that change and transformation are uncomfortable and scary precisely because they require death and destruction to occur. The Tower represents something that we have been building up over time, something that we've invested so much time and energy into, such as an identity, a religious belief, a political stance, a marriage, a career, a friendship, a project, whatever it is. Unfortunately, with this card, we are forced to examine this so-called tower and perhaps come to admit that it's built upon a faulty foundation. Perhaps this is a marriage built upon lies and infidelity, a dead-end job, a religion riddled with corruption, a political party or ideology that we no longer align with. We come face to face with the uncomfortable truth that this tower can't continue to stand, that its fall is inevitable, and so it must be destroyed. The lightning bolt, symbolizing our sudden insight and newfound awareness, is what obliterates the tower. Notice how the tower's destruction is violent, sudden, and quick. The death card follows naturally, but in a more alchemical sense, for death represents the nigredo blackening stage of alchemy, total annihilation of the previous order, previous structure and form. Uncomfortable, yes. Unpleasant, most definitely, but totally necessary before one may rebuild a new order. Glasya-Labolas is the tower in motion. He is the metaphysical intelligence, the demon who appears when truth can no longer be contained, when structures refuse to adapt, or just when knowledge demands collapse. He only accelerates the fall of what has already failed. The tower does not ask for permission, and Glasya-Labolas does not offer comfort, but both offer clarity without further delay. And in infernal metaphysics, this clarity ultimately, in the long run, is not a tragedy. It is necessary and it is beneficial. It is a necessary violence in service of reality.